Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Facts and Two Cents. This is Pamela,
And this is Petal.
Yay! Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, it's been a while. I've been out for a while. It's been crazy work at work, I should say, and just trying to manage those things and just other stuff that goes on in people's lives. And it's just been challenges. So I'm glad was able to make time today to get on here because a lot has been going on. But before we get into that, just to reiterate why we do this and who we're here for, so that way if you're a new subscriber and you have no idea, we are here for our faves, and they're the Sussexes, and they go as follow: Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, Doria, Queen Doria.
Yeah.
The chickens, Pula, and Guy.
Exactly.
Them all. And we are petty and biased. We've always said that. Don't come for us unless we've sent for you. And those of you who've been coming for me, I see you. Nini Lixie say, I see you. Anyways, let's
we
just
can
have
be
it.
petty too.
You can be petty too. I've just now tried to, one or two of y'all who have been like coming for my hair or saying that, oh, we prefer Petal, or one person said, oh, I prefer Petal.
Oh no.
Then I'm like, great, cool.
No, they're just trying to make you make sure that you're on the show every time they see you. That's what it is. They're just trying to make you jealous so that way you wouldn't miss any of it.
Petal can do all the work. It's still our business. So I'm fine with it.
No.
Anyways, again, pardon the rings in my glasses. Here's the thing. I have contact lenses now, but I don't know how to put them on. I've had them for a week and a half, and I've tried every day. I've failed. I was shown how to use it when I was at the doctor's office, but once I left, I completely forgot how to do it. I've tried. So it's an ongoing saga. Once I get it right, you won't be seeing this ring anymore. But anyways, there's a lot has been going on, and Petal has been catching you guys up on a lot of things. So today we will go through our week roundup of events that have taken place, and then we'll dig into some other topics that we feel like we would like to talk about. So here we go. What's been going on, Petal?
Oh my goodness. I think this week has been like the high, the low, the in between, the amazing, the horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just been like, it's been funny. It's just you get everything all mixed in. But I think the biggest event of the week was Prince Harry's birthday.
Happy birthday. Belated at this point. But he turned 37 years old. Look at our baby growing. He's 37.
I know. Little Ginger is 37 years old.
Oh, man.
Ginger.
Yeah, doing amazing things.
I know. You know, it's so funny. I mean, did you have, like how we always think like, okay, what is Meghan gonna do on her birthday? Did you have that thought when did you have that thought for Harry's birthday?
What Harry would do on his birthday?
Yeah.
I think Harry would wake up and go play with Archie. And then probably Meghan was trying to get him breakfast in bed, and he is so used to getting up and going to play with Archie in the morning that he probably was uncomfortable, or not uncomfortable, but kind of like, come on, I want to go, And so then they probably forced him to have breakfast in bed. And then when he finished, he quickly went to play with Archie. And just chilled. He probably didn't do much. But do you think the family called him, or they just posted that whole fake?
It's so funny. I posted about that. I just about how, because how before it was like, oh my goodness, the royals posted a happy birthday.
I know.
The royals,
nobody cares
and
anymore.
It's so funny. I literally posted that. I was like, isn't it amazing how insignificant that is? It has no weight whatsoever.
No.
Nobody cared. Nobody even wrote about it. I'm
Nope.
probably the only one who is just like, boy, this has no significance right now, because I think everybody knows how
you're
fake it
giving
is.
them more credence than they needed to.
I know. I totally did. I was just like, wow, this has no weight. It has no relevance whatsoever, because it's the same thing they do every single year.
And
I'm like,
so
what's the
not
point?
creative, and it's so like you can see or sense the lack of genuineness. Thought.
Yeah, the lack of heart, the lack of
It's just like, let's just say something cute.
Exactly. You know, we don't want people to know that we're as evil as we really are. So let's just put happy birthday.
It's too late. We already know.
I know. Totally too late. Yeah. But what I was not expecting was the time.
Yeah.
The time cover. I was just like,
by the way, it's out of stock.
Like, what?
It's out of stock on Amazon. I mean, they're supposed to restock it. I forgot who I'm part of, right? I forgot who the Success Squad is. That they like I completely for a nanosecond forgot who I'm dealing with or who I'm part of, because I do that myself on previous things that they've come up with. I'm like one of the first, try to be one of the first, even the first 10, 20 people to get it. So I'm like just completely out of touch, and because I haven't been on Twitter, it didn't, in the past a week or so, I haven't really, realized enough. So when I saw it, I was like, oh shoot, I missed out.
I know. By the time I noticed, by the time I realized, it was like all I keep seeing is sold out on Amazon, sold out in the UK, sold out here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh great, y'all can just leave one.
I know. It's like, don't wait. I bet Tina ordered more than one. Oh, I can promise you.
Tina, maybe I better be hooking Tina up. Like, I could play double for, But what did you think about the cover? Like, what was your impression when you saw it?
I love it. And maybe because I'm a fan. And so anything they do, I know is from a place of genuineness and a place of integrity, a place of coming to help, or whatever it is, right? They're not showbiz type of people. They're not, let's just do it and get on a magazine cover. It is for a good cause. And so if it will highlight someone, or if they can highlight somebody, which they did, then they would definitely be for it. I'm sure it probably was a struggle for them to have Jose Andres highlight them, right? They probably like, I can just imagine like, no, let's do it for you. I can see Megan say, no, let's highlight you. And they're like, no, let me highlight you. So I love it. People, I know people were saying things about it being Photoshop or airbrushed or whatever it is. And I was like, her freckles are still on her face.
That's the thing. I keep telling people, why don't you zoom in?
Yeah.
Why don't you just zoom in and then you show me where it's Photoshopped?
Yeah, exactly.
Show me where zoom in on the way in.
Yeah.
Because on every single thing, especially in Megan's face, I could see where people could say like, oh, maybe they put a little hair and more hair in Harry's. I could see that maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why don't you zoom in? Zoom in and tell me where on her face is Photoshopped.
Yeah. She does not play with her freckles.
Every single mark on her face is there.
Yeah, she keeps her freckles. She owns that freckles like with pride. You will not get her to get rid of those freckles.
Yeah, and her little moles are still there.
Yeah,
everything is there.
We're still there. Yeah. But you see, these are people who do not know her or see her or read about her, and they just see pictures of her from afar, not really noticing her. Like, I feel like Success Squad members and those who are a fan of them, we are so much in tune with them that we know what she stands for, and we can tell. Even on Twitter, when there was a fan base that I don't know if she's a fan or not, but I think she was more on Instagram. She likes to Photoshop Megan. Have you ever seen her?
I've seen something. And I was like, why is
Tina
she
went up
that?
Tina kind of mentioned her out a little bit, called it out a little bit, and a few other people called it out too. Because she will make Megan look very defined. Her nose will be really defined, pointed, and has a really slim face. Her freckles are gone, and it's like, what is wrong with how she looks like that you feel the need to change it? Like, she's perfect the way she is. So I think people kind of see Megan that way sometimes. or they want to see her more white to some extent. So when she stands out with her own freckles and everything that makes her gorgeous, it's kind of like, oh, is that?
She's Photoshop. Exactly.
Yeah, which is bizarre. Kind of like sounds.
It is really bizarre. And, you know, it's so
opposite.
funny. A lot of people have a problem with, you know, again, they had a problem with her standing in front of Harry and him standing in the back. What it is like, it's the overall of it is racism.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. But the idea of how, you know, she's standing and there's a power to her standing. They didn't like the fact that Harry is sitting behind her. Some people didn't even realize that there's a ledge right there that he's sitting on. And I think because he is black on black, they're like, no, he's crouching. I'm like, there is a ledge. He's sitting on the ledge. He's leaning forward on her. And, you know, and a lot of people didn't like that because they felt like it was a more feminism thing, and that meant it was reducing Harry. And the thing about that whole, it's kind of like there was this one guy, you know, on YouTube was like, oh no, she just feels like she have to pump herself up and reduce the guy in order for her to feel important. And I typed something to say to him and I had to delete it. I was like, okay.
Oh man, I wish you did.
Let me just I had to just, you know, but it was just chauvinism. And a lot of men especially had a problem with it because they are so accustomed and used to the man being taller. They just can't deal with a man who physically is taller deciding to come down, you know, to sit down and allow his wife and him to be on the same level. Because and that has so many connotations for them. It's like egos. I mean, there were egos shattered on the floor for the entire week because of this. Because insane. Harry sat down and was on the same level with his wife. They could not handle it. Because I mean, even if, you know, a lot of people, especially royalists especially, they are used to Prince Charles and Diana. How Prince Charles always has, you know, when they do portraits and stuff like that, Prince Charles is always taller than Diana. He's always either, you know, but what a lot of people don't realize is they are the same height.
Charles is not taller than Diana, but
no, they are both 5'10". They are both 5'10". And Diana, they always had her either stooping or sitting and Charles standing, or even sometimes when they're standing, this Charles will stand up on a higher step so he can look taller. It's only when you see them walking, pictures of them walking somewhere or whatever, you'd realize that they are the same height. But in a lot of their portrait pictures, she is always shorter than him. And that is what people are comfortable with. And what I love about this is that Harry and Meghan just flipped everything around. Not only with them on the same level in our picture, but the colors that they're wearing. Mm-hmm. Meghan, the black one in white, and Harry, the white one in black. Mm-hmm. Meghan, the woman who it's always like, you know, the woman standing behind the man, mm-hmm. and here's Meghan in front standing, you know what I mean? And Harry in the back.
Mm-hmm. Had her power pose.
Exactly.
But that same pose, she's had it in suits. She's had that same pose in suits. She stands that way all the time, even in suits. When she was doing the show, you see her do that pose.
Yeah, she stands.
It's not new.
And people just had a problem with her standing with her legs apart. I'm like, even the picture. You remember that picture when they did the podcast with those kids? That's how she was standing.
Yeah.
That's how they were both standing.
That's Meghan's stand. That's how she stands. That's her comfortable stand. Yeah. You know? But people are really, really strange. I was watching this YouTube, I don't know if it's US As Weekly or As Entertainment or whatever, one of those, you know, one of those tabloid shows in the US. They usually have a YouTube show where they'll have like a roundup of things.
Oh, okay.
And one of them was talking about how she was thinking, you know, criticizing the pictures, the cover, and how Sister Squad, Meghan's fans, came after her, and then she goes, but Brittany Franklin was like, responded, I cried. And I was like, of course she responded. She hates Meghan. Of course she found a way to sneak in her negativity, right? She found an ally, so she had to like, well, because she can't say much nowadays, because we went after her. So now because she dated Megan's ex husband.
Oh, she really?
Yeah, she did, and for some reason she has the info Megan, and we're like, Megan doesn't care about you. Like the guy left you after, so obviously what's that got to do with Megan? Megan left him and they broke up, and then you dated him. So why are you mad? Who are you competing with? Her? She's not competing with you. You're like not on her level. You are not
Right,
on her
yeah.
level at all. You might
I had
play.
no idea about this. This is news to me.
Yeah. Bethany Franklin. She, during when she and Archie came out and they read the book.
Yeah.
Archie's first birthday. She went in on Megan for no reason. Like she followed with that author who came after Megan about how
I remember that
Emily
one.
something.
Yeah,
I think her name.
took her out. Yeah.
Let's get out. Yeah. So Bethany was also in the whole part, like criticizing Megan for no reason. Like she had no stand. She just had to make noise. And I was like, wait, is she coming up with a book or a show? Like she was coming up with a podcast. So she needed the.
It's usually something. Usually something. Yeah. Wow, I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
That's
so, and I was like, of course she has to chime in on that end. I was like, look at you, you're miserable.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I love, going back to the pictures, I really love also the ones with them standing by the window, power pose. And actually that's the one they have on their website. They sort of they redesigned their little website, not too much, just a little bit. The colors are a little bit different, and but they have that one as their front picture. And also to the other one, oh my goodness, it's so cute with them in the their signature pose in the garden with the tree. They're just about trees.
I know. Well, Megan did tell when she was doing that whole 44, she's like,
me under a tree every day.
Yeah. Peace under a tree is me every day, she said.
Exactly. But no, I really love them. I know, I think a lot of it, again, for me, with any of the criticisms, is just going back, it's just misogynistic.
And it's petty, and it's jealousy, and it's
total jealousy, and just the fact that they are now icons, like they are in the icon section. There was this article in one of the British press that are like, oh, it's a stab to the heart of the Queen. I'm like, yeah,
who cares? Who cares?
Let it stab her, because it shows how, and even then they had to acknowledge that Meghan and Harry's influence is on the level of presidents. It is, it has capsized the Queen and all the royal family nonsense.
Who cares about the royal family? Listen, when was the last time? You know how from 2016, crazy as it sounded, and we went through the whole process with them to 2018, and in 2020, who would have thought that the royal family, nobody's going to hear a peep from them? Like, there's no American news talking about them like they did, constantly.
They are completely irrelevant right now.
I don't see any royal reporters on any of the shows, thank God, and actually don't even watch TV that much anymore. So if they are, I hope not, but they're not.
I hope not. I mean, the only person that I know that does any American, I think it's Omid.
Yeah,
and
Omid.
For a while, Robert Jobson, but I haven't heard of him.
Oh my God, get rid of him.
Good, because I mean, I only would see little clips online. I don't even have a TV, so I don't really watch TV. But I would see but I haven't heard him being so. Not even Roy and Nick or any of them. So I'm like, good. There is no need for these people.
Arbiter. I just spelled her last name. I think of her. I remember her spelling her last name. Arbit. The Dusty Cupboard's daughter.
I know. It's so funny. I don't even hear of him anymore. It's like, maybe because I have them all blocked, so maybe they're there and I just don't pay attention. But
but I'm glad they're not even on American, news. For a while,
they're completely irrelevant. I mean, there's no need for any of them.
Again, go on Harry and Meghan's website. You find what you need to know, right?
Exactly.
And also, we don't really care much about, like I said the other day, a while ago, American news is 24 cycle. It's like, it's here today, it's gone tomorrow. And then 48 hours the most is gone. Something new is
Exactly.
coming up, especially royal news that we don't really have the facts on, and it's not necessarily going to benefit us in any way. Who cares about the royals in the UK?
Exactly.
It's like, really? We have our
Exactly.
own.
Exactly. And I think too, it's like, even like with, you know, going back to the Times article, just again, like you said, just the fact that Jose Andres, like, you know, that's like world chef, you know, the founder of World Chef. He's like everybody's chef. He's literally around feeding the world. And, you know, it's so fantastic that one, Harry and Meghan work with him through Archwell, you know, building kitchens around the world, you know, in the Caribbean, they built one in India, COVID, there's one in St. Vincent, in Haiti. I think the one in Dominica is helping the one in St. Vincent, and now they've been feeding Haiti, and they came back here and were feeding Afghan refugees, and then they were in New Orleans feeding them for the flood, and just you know, the incredible work they're doing, and to have him do the write up for the Times, for Harry and Meghan Times articles.
Chef Jose Andres, who founded the World Kitchen nonprofit that partners with the Archwell Foundation, wrote in a tribute that it would have been safer for the couple to stay silent. That's not what Harry and Meghan do or who they are. In a world where everyone has an opinion about people they don't know, the Duke and Duchess have compassion for the people they don't know. They don't just opine, they run towards the struggle, Andres wrote. And I think that's amazing that he took the time to just talk about them and highlight them that way, but which is so true. Like, they don't really care about that. I'm sure their mind, if they hear it, it would bother some of what people say about them, but their vision and their goal, their ultimate goal is way bigger than temporary gossip and somebody just, you know, opining about what they did or what they didn't do when there's so many issues in the world to work on, and their plate is full. And so,
no, and it, you know, he is so true, because it's not even just, you know, their work with the World Central Kitchen. Is the same attitude they have with, it's the same attitude they have with Global Citizen for vaccine equity. It's the same attitude they have when, you know, that roof fell in at the women's shelter in Texas. You know, it's the same attitude they have with with India, when they were just like, COVID was just decimating, you know. So they've had that same where they run to the struggle, you know, and Jose Andres compared that to that video of Harry when he was doing that interview in Afghanistan. And
there was a call.
And when he heard a sound behind, he just ripped off the mic and ran towards whatever was happening in the back. And he said that's the same kind of attitude Meghan has. And so they have that same passion. So I just think it's really awesome.
Yeah, and that's why they're a match for each other. You know, they work well
that's
together.
Why they're icons.
They're icons, and they do well together. So if you're mad about that, go eat rocks, kick rocks. Tough luck.
Tough. And pound sand.
Yeah, live your miserable life, because they're not. They're like taking care of people, and when you give to people, you're fulfilled. There's this satisfaction, and so they're full. Their soul and their spirit is full because they're giving back and they're working to make the world better.
And also, along with that, not only are they icons, but they also did the write-up for the Director General of the World Trade Organization. And she is the first woman and first African to hold that world. Basically, according to, you know, reading about her, is that literally what she does affect every single person in every community in the world. And that is amazing. And especially now that with COVID, like, she took this role over, I think in February, right in the heart of when, February of last year.
Yeah, last year, not this year.
Of 2020.
Because I wrote a blog about her, and I posted it on my other channel, the My Take Show. But I wrote a blog about her on that when she took over. So
that is so amazing. You know, and so she basically, I think her priority now is making sure that, you know, every country is able to access the vaccine, whatever it is they need, whether it's technology to get, or whatever the issue is for them to, that's standing in the way, especially for poorer nations, to be able to get the vaccine. So basically, that's her job. And it's so, I mean, I'm so impressed with her that, as a woman, and she's African, it's just like, yes. So, and for me, and one of the wonderful things about this too is Harry and Meghan are in talks with her. So they are, basically learning from her and, and taking from her and being able to do the work that they are doing. And that really is just like, wow, those are the kind of people that Harry and Meghan are, with every day. So they're not really worried about, the nonsense on Shutter Island. Yep. They are in conversation with Miss Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I am going to say that right.
Good, keep trying. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. When I read about her and wrote a blog about her, I was like, oh my God, yeah, she is powerful. She's very soft-spoken, very deliberate. What she says, very intelligent, smart, confident, but very gentle in her approach. So you wouldn't find her talking and like just being loud. And I think she knows, that's probably her demeanor, but she also knows what she stands on and who she represents, and also the impact she's making on who is probably trying to like undermine her. So she plays her game, plays it well, and has been effective so far. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think,
Go Nigeria.
It's such a, because you think of the WTO, it's like you think of, was obviously such a male dominated. I mean, it's like 167 nations that's part of the WTO, and that the fact that she is leading that, and one, the kind of pressure in that situation, and then also too, as a woman, because I'm sure that there is this, as we're seeing with just the Meghan and Harry cover, all the chauvinism, all the, misogyny. And I wonder what it must be like for her dealing with all of those, because not just dealing with one nation, you have all these different nations and everyone have their own view of a woman's role. And so it would be really interesting. And I think I can't help but think that she's one of the people that really inspires Meghan.
And yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
sure. She's dealing with a lot of men
from all,
especially African men who are in power and
Middle Eastern,
So
and now English.
Yeah.
Now we know.
She's carrying her share. She knows what she's doing. She's managing that very well. Don't underestimate an African woman, because she might be coy and quiet and gentle or whatever the case may be, but don't ruffle her feathers. Don't ruffle her feathers. But yeah.
What will it take to vaccinate the world? Unity, cooperation, and leaders like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. As the first African and the first woman to lead the World Trade Organization, a 164 member group of nations that oversees trade across the world, Okonjo-Iweala took on the role of Director General this March at the watershed moment of our global health and well-being. Make no mistake, her job affects every person, family, and community.
All right, so transitioning to, as we go through the week, what else is happening? Wounded Warrior event took place. Was supposed to be a gathering of warriors and military men and women participating in an event, but that didn't happen. It got canceled due to what we all, are going through, COVID. But our First Lady, Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, and Prince Harry.
I like her.
She and her favorite royal, I'll say it for her. She would never say it, but I'll say it for her. Her favorite ginger royal met again. They've met several times in the past at these events. But they met again this time, but through Zoom, which is fine, and just highlighting them and talking about the warriors. And you will hear, am I frozen? Oh, here we go. You will hear Harry talk about how the Invictus game was birthed out of the Warrior Games that he saw when he was in the United States visiting, or I think on a tour or something, and that inspired him to birth the Invictus game. So it was so good to see them. And Harry, and I can read what Harry said.
It says, these games are so important, whether it's the Warrior Games or Invictus Games. It is the ultimate reminder of service both at home and overseas. It is about the physical and mental fitness of those who have sacrificed so much. To see every single one of you here with the pride on your faces make me incredibly happy to know how far you guys have come, the dark places that you've been to, and where you are now, Harry added. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for showing us the way. You guys are leaders in every aspect of our lives, both while serving and within your communities as well. The community is as strong as ever, and that also makes me incredibly proud.
Yeah, that was amazing. I think I can only imagine all these warriors and vets who wanted to train so hard. Even some of them were still training. I don't know if all of them, but I know that there was quite a lot of them were still training during the pandemic when Invictus was rescheduled, and then also this game. So I hope that even though they didn't compete, that they realized that their energy and their fortitude and ability to just focus and get through the training, even though not knowing what might happen, that alone speaks volumes, right? That they're so disciplined. I'm sure they're probably still like, let's keep training for next year, because that's the kind of people they are, right? They're disciplined. They're just focused. They know what they want. They know what they need to do, get the job done. So applying the same mentality to this, I'm sure that hopefully, God willing, that next year that they will all meet again and compete. And our Ginger Royal will be there with our Duchess, and hopefully the little kiddos will come as well. But if not, it's fine. But I'm sure Dr. Jill Biden will be there, excited to see her favorite royal.
You know what I love about this is this. First of all, even with the Times article too, was the no leaks. It came out when they wanted to come out. There were no leaks, and then it came from the White House.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's not like Harry and Meghan. It's actually not even on their site. It's not, because it's not actual.
No, it's not actual. It's not Invictus. It's the United States.
And so it's just that, press release from the White House and have Harry and Invictus, and it was just from Dr. Biden's office. And it was just like, and then even the announcement about it came from the Defense Department. And it was like, oh, this is so cool. And then, oh my gosh. Did you hear Ken Fisher read Harry's resume?
Yes. Yes.
His bio?
His bio.
Oh my goodness.
His bio. And it was like,
his bio is amazing. And I'm gonna post the link in the show notes. Ken Fisher reading that bio. And it's just like, it's eye-opening. Harry's
37-year-old, the things he has accomplished and continue to do.
I know. And this is the person that those numbskulls on Shutter Island are trying to convince people that somehow Harry is this dumb, dull person that is not intelligent. I mean, this guy's, his bio is fire.
Yep.
I'm like, I cannot believe
exactly
that so-called intelligent people in England will let the tabloids chase somebody like this out of their country. I'm like, you people are stupid. How could you allow yourself to lose this man?
Well, wait, I'm glad they did. What do you mean? I'm glad they did.
Well,
it's like, I don't care. Yeah. They did. They deserve it. They did, and that's it.
But I'm just saying, for an intelligent person looking at someone like this, that you allow something like this.
You just refer to them as Shutter Island. So what do you expect? Do you expect them to actually really just keep intelligence?
Exactly.
No.
And that's exactly right.
That's
Exactly
yeah.
right.
So no, I'm
And
glad they
so
lost it.
I just love that. I mean, you know, and also too, one of the things that stood out to me with all of this is just how much they honor Harry, how much they appreciate her service, how much they appreciate working with him, just from the words of Dr. Biden about him, you know, talking about him, that he's not limited by the flag that he, you know, that he wears, that he is about,
Service is universal. That's
exactly.
his
He's about
theme.
serving, you know, all soldiers from everywhere, you know, and just from Ken Fisher, again, reading that. And just like the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, just in, you know, thanking Harry for his service. And I think what it is for me is that it contrasts so much for me, because here is his adopted country, how much he's honored and loved and appreciated here. And then you look at his homeland where they refuse to even lay a wreath at a cemetery for him. And that is, for me, the difference is so huge, you know. And so for me, that is the thing, you know. And just Ken Fisher, and I was looking up the Ken Fisher House Foundation, really, is they are an incredible organization that literally, wherever there's, like, say, a military hospital, they have a house where military families can live in this house while their loved one is in the hospital, free of charge. You know, and different, you know, it's a huge house, so many different families can live there and really build community. Everything is free. They have organizations where they, you know, get free plane tickets and all of these things. And they just really take care of the veterans. And it is like, these people are amazing that Harry is connected with here. And so I'm just so glad and to know that, you know, not only do they have this, but they also now connected with Invictus. So it's just really building an incredible family. And for me, again, no leaks.
Yeah. Totally.
And it is just impressive. I just like, and I'm gonna post, you know, I'm sure Baron, who does this every single day, probably posted, you know, like the links to these videos. But in case he didn't, we're gonna post it too, just in case you didn't see it. So
hey, Baron.
Hi, Baron.
So speaking of Shutter Island, the Daily Express gave an apology to and I saw that briefly, and I usually try not to read anything up from them. Like, I'm not.
Me too.
So I was just like, okay, since they apologize, what are they apologizing for? Apparently, finding freedom. There's something they claim about Harry and Meghan, something to do with the Queen. I didn't get to read it much because I was just like, I don't like them, and I don't want to spend my time reading anything from the Daily Express. But an apology was said or made to the Convention.
I know.
Something relating to the finding freedom.
The only time I'm going to share an Express article is their apology. Because yes, it's when, you know, Finding Freedom, the tabloids had this thing where, that Meghan and Harry attacked the Queen because they felt like the Queen didn't take seriously their accusation of racism. And Scobie is like, no. And Meghan and Harry put out a thing to the press like, no, this is whatever is in the book is not, they're not speaking for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah.
But knowing the Express, who writes about 100 articles about the Sussexes every single day.
Yeah.
So whatever it is they wrote, they got a letter from Harry and Meghan's lawyer, and they had to apologize.
The apology was so not even. It was so, on the page, it was very little, very short, nothing, nothing like, you know, the way they wrote, you know, you would think there was a, hey, give a little bit of context, and then like really just say, based on this, no. And then they said, at this point, we can't even allow any comments. And I was like, you wouldn't allow a comment on this one, but when you wrote the article about them, you allowed comments, but this one, you closed off the comments. So because you know people are gonna hold you and drag you.
They closed it from Twitter. Like it's so funny. I only saw it because it came on my feed, and so I only saw the clip. I didn't see the literal article. I only saw the clipping because I did a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not giving Express.
No, I only read it because we were going to talk about it today.
And I didn't even read through it.
So I was like, I was irritated just trying to read that. I'm like, man, and you have to accept their cookies for it. And I was like, that means they can send me stuff. They can.
Exactly.
I was just like,
No, anytime any of those articles, look in the archive. I'll send you a link to archive, because all of those articles are archived, and that way when you read it from the archive, you're not giving them any money.
Oh, good.
And they're not getting any engagement. Like Sussex Squad have been archiving everything, because one of the things that's been happening is a lot of those articles criticizing the Cambridges and some of those horrible articles against Meghan, they've been either deleting, or the tabloids have been either deleting or editing them. And so we have been archiving them, so that way we would get what they originally said, because a lot of it, they are literally trying to rewrite history as we speak. And so with the archive, we get the original version. And so that's what we're doing.
Well, anyway, they claimed they gave it a flimsy apology. I don't even think Harry and Meghan really even at this point. It was like,
well, they definitely got, a lot of them, when they got the letter from Harry and Meghan saying, when their attorney wrote the different tabloids, like, these authors do not speak for the Sussexes, they all tampered down that, Harry and Meghan attacking the Queen thing, because they all got that letter. Because they know if they went above that, there will be a
lawsuit.
Exactly.
And she'll be making more money.
Because it's libel. Because Stevie and Carolyn Duran are not speaking. They've said this before. They do not speak for Harry and Meghan. When Harry and Meghan want to speak, they know how to speak for themselves on the record.
And I'm so glad they did that. I'm glad they send those fools letters. Speaking of staying on Harry, the African Park gets a donation. Gets a 5-year donation of 100 million. So I'm assuming they're doing it like a year. That's 20 million a year, but I think it's 75 million to some part to the endowment. The African Parks received 100 million pledge from Rob and Melanie Walton. And it said African Park has announced a 5-year 100 million pledge. By the way, Harry's the president of the African Parks. The commitment will help to expand African Parks' impact to 30 parks over the next decade, preserve a significant portion of Africans' biodiversity for a long-term benefit of local communities. The commitment includes 75 million to create the Rob and Melanie Walton Endowment, and the largest endowment gift in African Parks history, which will support the organization's long-term resilience and growth, and 25 million to address the needs of parks under its management. And it named some of the parks. There's one to Iona National Park in Angola, another one to Odzala Kukua National Park in the Republic of Congo, which will leverage an additional 10 million for each park over the subsequent 10 years. So Rob and Melanie Walton are also, they are part of the African Parks. And they serve as an African Parks board member. And so it says, we are honored to continue to work alongside African Parks, governments across the continent, and community leaders in support of their sustainability goals. And I've never heard of them. So I was quite impressed that they were able to, or willing to donate that much. And I think it's a spread of, is it 10 or 5 years? Anyway, spread that out, but which is still really generous of them to do that. 100 million, can just imagine the benefits that these parks will get from it, and a lot more people will be employed, and the forest will be taken care of and preserved. Environmental reasons. I think that's phenomenal. That's great. So
and also Sussex Squad for Harry's birthday. I mentioned this the last time, but Sussex Squad did the fundraiser for Sentibale. You guys remember that? Harry did the polo match with Nacho, and they raised $3.5 million in Colorado. And so Sussex Squad for Harry's birthday, along with the 37 ways to give back, did this fundraiser. And so far, actually, the fundraiser is going through September 30th.
Oh, okay.
So the fundraiser so far, the fundraiser has raised $17,904.
Wow.
So this, I mean, it started at the beginning of the month, and so $17,904 have been raised for Charitable so far. So Charitable is going to be doing great, and also it was so great because CamFed also did something for Harry's birthday, where some of the they have this thing where some of the people that were part of, and speaking about, I guess, what they were doing, some of the people that the Sussex squad helped when we did the fundraiser last year for Harry and Meghan's birthday, some of those people who benefited was a part of this CamFed program.
Oh, wow.
And so all the money that was raised last year, and remember that was when Harry and Meghan at the end jumped in, and gave over $150,000.
Yes, because we raised we raised 100
then they added in like an
they
extra 100 and something. Those people that were helped were part of this this little thing that they did for Harry's birthday. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And you think about that, all the incredible things that we just talked about that's going on with Harry and Meghan's charities, and how well they're doing and how supported they are. And then you look across the pond to the wretched ones, and to see what they are doing and how their charities are going, because we see, how funded Harry and Meghan's are. And then you look at, say, Prince Charles. Well, the thing about with Charles is, and I started doing this series with Charles and his nefarious behavior with his charity, especially the Prince's Trust and all of those
one
things.
that he's been giving Russian people
and so
money.
Right now, with the Cash for Access and the Cash for Honors thing, right now, his foundation decided that they're going to investigate themselves. Like, they're gonna Prince Charles is gonna find himself guilty. But on top of that, the Charity Commission in Scotland is open an investigation, because a lot of the stuff has gone down. A lot of the Cash for Access stuff has gone on in Scotland at Dumfries House and the Castle of May, which both are in Scotland. And so now the Charity Commission in Scotland has opened up an investigation, which I hope they really investigate and, forget the fact that he's a prince and all of that stuff, and really expose the mess that's been going on, because it's a lot. And then you look at, the Queen. The Queen is also her charity. The Queen's charity, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. The Queen has this week.
Wait, Naomi Campbell? Didn't she just
the Queen has named Naomi.
Is it Naomi Campbell an MBE or one of those titles?
No, she's not. She's not. Think about Naomi. And it's so funny, when I saw the thing, I had to laugh, because I said, the Queen sure knows how to buy Black allies.
Black Lives Matter. She's really trying really hard.
BLM now, apparently. But she sure knows how to buy Black allies. Yeah. Because if I were in her position, Naomi would be the perfect person. Because why? Naomi has a history all these years for nothing. Yeah, well, Naomi has a history with Prince Andrew and Virginia Giuffre. Because when Naomi is one of the people Virginia called out. Virginia was like, you saw me when I was 17 and being sex trafficked. You saw me at the parties. You saw me with them. Because there are pictures of Naomi Campbell with Virginia and Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine. They're all in the same picture.
I understand it, but I'm thinking, what does she ask for Naomi to do? Naomi was probably there as well, trying to find her way. Naomi was equally young. Absolutely. You can't blame Naomi in that case.
You can't blame her, but she has also been, questioned about Andrew. So she has a connection there. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, if I was the Queen, that's exactly who I'd want. Because Naomi, now that she has this position as Queen
Commonwealth, talk much about Andrew.
He cannot. She will not.
Uh-huh.
And also, the first thing that, there is a reporter from the BBC who also is a spokesman for Kensington Palace. The first thing she asked Naomi is about the charges from, or the accusation from the Sussexes, if she thinks it's true.
Ooh, what did Naomi say?
Exactly. Well, Naomi, good. It's a good thing Naomi was like, she believes it. She's like, and she's like, what, I wasn't there. I don't know what the intent was and all of that stuff. But Naomi says she believes it. So the fact that this woman who, it was so obvious why Naomi was chosen. Yeah. And so Naomi is kind of like, I'm like, she's the perfect person for them because they got Andrew covered and they got the Black people covered.
But Naomi has influence, but not that much influence. I don't know what her influence is like in the UK, but in the US, I mean, we still respect her as
really for the US. It's for the UK and the rest of the Commonwealth. That's what they're focused on.
Well, the Commonwealth, Naomi. She travels a lot to Africa a lot, so she has an impact and influence.
Exactly, and that's what they want to keep. That's what they want to keep, because Naomi does have a profile. She's a model. She's done stuff, and now as a mother as well. You know what I mean? So she has, but she does have that past. And so that's keep coming up. And then, you get Prince William. What is Prince William up to? So Prince William, the day before Harry's birthday on the 14th, went to this black tie event. Prince William is all dressed up in the tie with a bow tie and stuff. He went to this awards dinner. People like David, what is it? David Beckham and all of those guys were there at this award. And actually Prince William was a presenter at the award. He was like the Hero of the Year award, which was all great, And they actually put on Kensington Royal, congratulations to Dina Evans and Michael Highgrave, winners of the 999 Hero Awards at the Who Cares Wins Awards. Dina, a paramedic, was saved by her colleague Michael after the patient stabbed her in the chest on a 999 call out. And so this was all great. It was, it seemed like a wonderful award. There are pictures of it. And then you look a little bit deeper at the award. If you just read that, you would not even, it's a normal award. The guy is a hero. Let's, congratulate him. And William was there to present it, and then that you read a little bit deeper about the award and you find out that it was part of the NHS, and that's fantastic. But then you go and you read the NHS post about it, only to find out that the award was the tabloid Sun's award. Notice the reason why I read William and Kate's post is that nowhere in that post does it mention that award ceremony was from the tabloid Sun. The same tabloid Sun that threw Prince Charles a 70th birthday party, that same tabloid Sun, they stole Meghan's, private information, which I think they got her social security card and all of that stuff. The same, this is William, the day before Harry's birthday at this award for the tabloid Sun.
I'm not shocked. I don't really, I expect the worst from them. I feel like they're in a cage and they would do anything to keep obviously the monarchy going. So they would deploy or employ. They would do whatever it takes, some sneaky ways, because they have no integrity. So when someone has no integrity, I'm not surprised.
Right.
They'll do whatever it takes to destroy.
I think that's important, for it not to, because it doesn't shock me what they do. What is important for me is to make the connections. Mm-hmm. But anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
So I was just being petty. I just wanted to do that pet, it's like we always talk about we're petty, and I never really got a chance to be really, really petty. But I just wanted to compare how just like how the wretched ones across the pond are doing compared to our faves in Montecito. So there.
Yeah, and you're right. And I think because American audience helped them feel like they were great, because Harry and Meghan were there, and so we were tuning to whatever they do. Now that they're no longer there, their own people don't. I don't even see them on any magazines. It's not like I'm out looking for them to see.
It's like William had his major thing.
Something Forest, something I think, or whatever.
Yeah, he did the Earthshot thing. He did this major thing, and nobody cared.
No. That's how.
The engagement was so low that I didn't even bother looking at it. It was not even the point. Because I was like, this
being
is
irrelevant.
a major
Yeah,
thing,
they
and
claim
nobody
Harry's
cares.
irrelevant. Yeah, Harry's dealing with like WTOs and First Ladies of the United States, and just like people who make real impact. I'm sorry, don't. It's true. So we gave you the facts and we added our 2 cents. We would like to hear your 2 cents in the comment sections. While you're at it, feel free to share the video, subscribe, and the notification bell actually, so that way when we do post, you get that quick to watch. And also, we have some merch as well, so feel free to support us that way with mugs and t-shirts and so forth. Just feel free to go there and check it out. And we have a PayPal and Cash App. So if you want to share and give us, support us that way, that'd be great. There's some few people who have donated to us, and I would like to give them some shout out. Thank you so much. And they are as follows. Want to give Lydia Washington a shout out for donating to us. Thank you, Lydia. We appreciate you. There is Kathleen Majori Williams. So thank you so much for donating. We definitely appreciate you guys. Again, don't feel obligated, but if you do, we appreciate you. And for those of you who were appreciated my solo show, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to everyone who commented and was like, really enjoyed my solo chat. And I'll find some time and do it again. But thank you. Appreciate you guys. But until next time, have a great weekend, whenever you see this show. But we'll see you next time. Au revoir.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.